What's up, my beautiful people? Exile451 here with another daily dose of Reddit Hope and Happy, and today we're going into r/self-improvement to talk about how to really gain self-esteem. So, let's get to it. Our first post is from user AJ Miller Coaching. How I lost 200 pounds and gained that self-esteem thing people are always talking about. Hey, my name is Alex, and I'm a personal development coach with a passion for helping people overcome negative attitudes, bad habits, and lack of discipline, so they can finally become the person they daydream about being. I want to preface this story by saying that I am not a physician or dietitian. I used common sense, research, my doctor's encouragement, and ultimately went all in on what worked for me, discarded what didn't, and put in the time and hard-headedness required. I will not give nutritional advice here. I focus on mindsets, not meal plans. From a young age, I was extremely dysthymic. Symptoms of dysthymia include loss of interest in daily activities, sadness, emptiness, or feeling down, hopelessness, tiredness, and a lack of energy, low self-esteem, self-criticism, or feeling incapable, trouble concentrating and trouble making decisions, irritability or excessive anger, decreased activity, effectiveness, and productivity, avoidance of social activities, feelings of guilt and worries over the past, poor appetite or overeating, and sleep problems. I was the kid who would sit in bed and read all day, refuse offers to take me to the movies or beach, sit and bite my fingernails while all of the other kids at school played at recess, and responded to every attempt to get me to participate with an annoyed sigh or a shrug. When everyone else I knew was going to karate, Boy Scouts, or the pool, I sat by myself. I had no self-esteem, no confidence, no energy, or motivation to change. I knew something was very, very wrong, but I didn't like myself. So why would I take care of someone I didn't even like? I was put on a different medication every few months and saw therapists and specialists in several states, but nothing ever stuck. I had an issue with authority. I didn't want to do the work, and as I got older, I found punk rock and developed a rebellious streak. And I stopped taking my medications so that I could stay real. I struggled in school and eventually dropped out. I went to a federally funded trade school a year later when my mom gave me a do it or you're out on your own ultimatum. Learned some business and office skills, completed a few internships, and was looking like I was on track to get a pretty comfortable job and possibly develop professionally. I was extremely articulate, sensitive, empathetic, and could easily get excited about creative projects that fit my extremely specific interests. But due to my attitude, I didn't appreciate any of these qualities, and didn't apply myself at all after graduation. Things got worse as I failed to find work, and my anxiety and frustration with myself grew. Eventually, I was put on Social Security disability benefits due to becoming entirely despondent and unable, which was unwillingness mistaken for inability, to get out of bed, bathe, brush my teeth, or do much of anything to take care of myself. This continued for about 11 years. I got up to 400 plus pounds. I smoked a pack and a half of cigarettes every day. I didn't leave my house except to buy soda and candy, and I resigned myself to dying of a heart attack by 40. Nothing interested me except escapism. I played video games for 14 hours a day. That is not an exaggeration. Despite all of my issues, I was somehow considered endearing and managed to find a girlfriend who I moved in with for several years. But I was not a good boyfriend. It's hard to be a good boyfriend when you're more focused on how unhappy you are than how unhappy your partner is. Eventually, after understandable relationship issues, I moved back home and once again resigned myself to more of the same. I met someone through an online community who offered to help coach me through weight loss, but she ultimately flaked and I never heard from her. That had been my moment. I had spent so many years feeling like I couldn't lose weight because the exercise was hard, and I told myself that I could never give up pizza and candy and soda. I imagined having to run on a treadmill for 2 hours every night and eat only unseasoned chicken breast and boiled broccoli. It seemed miserable, and I didn't believe in myself, so I never really tried. I would daydream about finding a magic lamp and using one of my wishes to be transformed into someone skinny, attractive, and confident. So when this person ghosted me, my initial reaction was pain, betrayal, frustration, and this victim mentality of, well, of course, She gave up on me. Everyone does. At that moment, something clicked, and everything changed. It hit me like a bolt of lightning. I could not control other people, and that meant that if I left things up to other people, I would never be able to guarantee that I'd get what I needed to feel secure. But I was in control of myself, and that meant that I had the power to determine what I thought, what I felt, how I behaved, and ultimately, the results I would get out of my life. While there is some small amount of terror in knowing that you alone are responsible for your outcomes, there is also relief and empowerment. You can't rely on anyone else, and you don't have to. I was not helpless. I was not a victim. I simply had unhelpful beliefs and attitudes. I thought about the magic lamp and realized that if I spent even 10% of the time I was wasting on daydreaming and put it towards taking action instead, I'd be unstoppable. I didn't need a genie. I was the genie. I started my weight loss journey in late 2017, and a little under 2 years later, I had gone from weighing over 400 pounds to 172. My original goal had been to try to get as skinny as possible, but I started losing my hair and people were asking if I was okay, so I figured it was time to chill. I figured I'd get big again, but strategically this time. I quit smoking cold turkey and started lifting weights and running at a gym 5 times a week. I'm up to 215-ish now, but I can do push-ups, so it's a fair trade. I stopped playing video games for 14 hours a day and started going to church and volunteering in my community. I eventually recovered all of my mental and physical health issues, pre-diabetic, sleep apnea, gout, chronic migraines, and heartburn, among others, and was deemed fit to return to work. With the income I'd always relied upon gone, I learned how to write a resume, went to job interviews, and landed my first full-time job in over a decade. At that point, I realized my purpose in life. After so many years of thinking I was the victim, I couldn't do anything, I was to this or to that, I overcame all of my ailments, my addictions, my insecurities, my supposed inadequacies, and found unshakable confidence and inner conviction. I feel a calling to share that with others. The universe granted me that spark of clarity which inspired me to do a 180 in life. And I hope this story inspires you to realize what you're capable of. Seriously, if a guy like me could get it together, anyone can. TLDR, the desire to change must outweigh the desire to stay the same. I had to take responsibility for the role my behavior was playing in the results I was getting in life. Through taking ownership of my mess, I was able to do something about it. Wow. Dang, talk about a transformation journey, OP. That is incredible. Frick. Well, congratulations on how far you have come. I mean, from 400 pounds down to the point where you're so thin that people are asking if you're actually okay. That is quite impressive, and I truly salute you. Now, granted, I'm glad that you're dialing it back on the let's be as skinny as possible thing, because 215 is probably not a bad weight if you're trying to be muscular. But beyond just your weight loss, though, I think you touch on a really important point throughout most of this post, and that is the danger of living in a mentality where you're completely incapable of doing anything, or where you're basically a victim, and you feel, woe is me, nothing is ever going to work out for me. The truth of the matter is, there isn't some cosmic force, there isn't some universal alignment, there isn't some deity on high that's trying to prevent anyone from being able to do anything. Yeah, people may credit some of the things that they've been able to accomplish to divine intervention, or to providence, or to religion, or to whatever you want to call it. And that's fine, maybe there is. I am far from the final authority on whether or not there is or isn't a point to religion. But that having been said, it's so easy to fall into that trap that you think everything is aligned against you. That, God himself might hate you and is actively thwarting your life or is actively subverting it, and that's just not true. We're the only ones capable of ruining what we're trying to do. Our apathy, our unwillingness to change, our natural inclination towards the path of least resistance, where sometimes it's easier to stick in our comfort zone where we do hate ourselves than it is to step out and try and find some happiness. Weird as that may sound, there is a level of comfort in that degree of self-loathing. I've seen it with several of my friends, and it is very difficult to break them out of that. Your story just goes to show, though, that you can break out from that you don't have to stay in that kind of a cycle. Sometimes, yeah, it takes medication, sometimes therapy, sometimes a whole range of things, but it is possible to get out. You're a wonderful example and truly an inspiration to others out there who may be struggling with the same issues. So I want to thank you so very, very much for sharing your story, for being this example, for taking the steps to change your life for the better and to contribute something. You've truly made a remarkable turnaround with your life, and you're doing great things, and I want you to know that. Wherever you're at right now, I really do wish you the best. Our next post is from user Discipline Motivation. But first, if you're enjoying this, feel free to drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys, especially if you've got similar stories, because it is so awesome to hear personal stories of growth like this. So please feel free to drop a comment, let me know that you're here, and if you're enjoying the video, maybe at least consider hitting that like and subscribe button, because that's the best way to get your daily dose of Reddit Hope and Happy. Overcoming my addiction / the key to self-improvement. Be willing to feel extremely discomfortable. Hey all. I recently started my own business and have been struggling extremely hard with getting anything done. I have been a gamer since I was about 6 years old, now 23, and have been addicted my entire teenage / adult life. I've been working on finding out how to overcome this and becoming the best version of me for the last 3 years. 3 weeks ago, I fully stopped gaming, and 1 week ago, I also stopped watching any YouTube videos about gaming. Also stopped porn and fapping. There are many moments all throughout the day where I feel like my old habits are getting triggered. Because I can't / won't give into these cravings, I start feeling extreme discomfort. The best thing to do is become aware of how it makes you feel and where it resides in your body, and just sit there and breathe. You need to feel it, be aware of it, and be okay with it. Then it passes. Your brain is adjusting to the new and more uncomfortable reality of your life. Keep pushing forward with small wins every day, because I swear it's so worth it. Because you will reset your dopamine receptors and feel much more motivated for all the things you normally couldn't get done. Now I go running every day, cooking amazing meals, read books, learn a new language, and I get more crap done for my business. It's amazing, and the best part is I actually feel proud of myself and happy with the person I have become. I promise you, this is so worth it. It's not easy to do, and you will suffer at the start, but the level of power within you will astonish you. I believe in you. Fight your addiction, overcome your demons, and join me along the path of happiness and self-improvement. Good luck to you. Well, short, but ties in very well with the first post here. First off, OP, congratulations on being able to master addictions like that. It's not easy. I mean, that first part of your story rings so true to me about being addicted to gaming and having a hard time breaking away. And frankly, I've been in your same boat where I've let my business struggle because I just used video games as an escape to get away from the fact that I was struggling with it so much. And that just led to very little getting done. It can be a terrible cycle. You feel bad about playing games for so long, and then all of a sudden you want to run away from the pain and the discomfort of realizing that you've wasted the day, and so you just keep continuing to play the games because either A, I've already wasted the day, so what does it matter, or B, you just want to numb out and not feel anything. It takes a lot of effort to overcome an addiction like that, to rise above and to deal with that level of discomfort without running away from it. But look where you've come. Now, I'm not going to say gaming in and of itself is inherently bad. I mean, frick, I'm still a gamer. My wife is a gamer. This is a very gamer household where we live, so yeah. But like so many other things, as long as it's done in moderation, you can be a healthy gamer. So thank you so much for the post. Thank you so much for sharing your story and for just inspiring others that there is a path forward. Wherever you're at right now, I really do wish you the best. Our next post is in the self-improvement playlist here on the left, or if you want to see what YouTube thinks might be best for you, go ahead and slam the button on the right. Now, you guys, stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside if you're supposed to. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.